Hello, this is Miss James, and I'm here today with solving one-step multiplication equations. I have videos on solving one-step addition, subtraction, and division equations, and so today I'm going to do multiplication equations. As you see here, we have vocabulary, so we want to be reminded of the vocabulary that we have that's related to this section. The variable is a letter or a symbol that represents a number. Constant is a number that stands alone. Inverse is the opposite. Coefficient is the number being multiplied to a variable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of problems with one-step multiplication equations. So when you have a multiplication equation, you have multiplying in the equation. So if we have a problem, say like 3y equals 12, we have a coefficient here of 3. The variable is y, and the constant is 12. This is an equation. It's a multiplication equation because we are multiplying 3 to y. Okay, with all of solving the equations, we have steps that go along. This is a one-step equation, so therefore it's only going to be one step in order to solve this. So the one step that we're going to use is we're going to divide by the coefficient. And the coefficient in this case is 3. We want to divide by the coefficient. Why are we going to divide in this problem when it's a multiplication equation? The reason that we're going to do that is because division is the inverse operation for multiplication. And also our goal is to get a variable equal to a number. A variable equal to a number. So our variable in this case is y. So we want y to equal some number. In order for y to be alone or to be isolated, we need this 3 to become a 1. The only way we can make this 3 into a 1, given that we have the multiplication operation, is to divide by its same number. Because anything divided by itself becomes 1. So we need 3 divided by 3 to become 1. And 1 times y is y. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, just like I said. So then you have 1y is equal to 12 divided by 3. Because we divided by 3 on one side, we must divide by 3 on the other side of our equation because it's a balance, to keep the balance. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. And we have reached our goal. Our goal is variable equals the number. Variable equals a number. So our one step in this one-step multiplication equation is divide by the coefficient. And in this instance, the coefficient is 3. All right, so I always like to tell you that you're going to use this one step to do an easy problem because we know that 3 times 4 is 12. We know that. So therefore, we know that our answer is correct. All right, but we're going to use the same exact step to do a problem that's a little bit more complicated. So we're going to use the same step, the same method to do a more complicated problem. And that's what you want to practice when you're doing mathematics. So here we have a problem, let's say negative 6d is equal to 144. So that's a little bit harder than that's a little bit harder than 3y equals 12 because we know we can do that in our heads. But it's kind of hard to do 6 times what is going to give me 144. Well, first of all, we need to look at, think about what we have here. We have a negative times d equals a positive 144. So, because this number is negative and this number is positive, my answer has to be negative. Got that? Because we want to have a negative times a negative is going to give us a positive. So my answer is going to be a negative number. But what is our one step? Our one step is divide by the coefficient. And the coefficient in this case is -6. So we're going to divide both sides by -6. Okay? So we have -6D divided by -6 is going to be D. Because -6 divided by -6 is 1. 1 times D is D. Okay, now we said a positive divided by a negative is going to be a negative. So I'm going to just put my negative symbol right there to just to make sure I get it right. Okay, so -6 goes into 14 2 times. And then we have 24. So 6 goes into 24 4 times. So my answer would be D equals -24. How do I know that I'm done? I know that I'm done because I have reached my goal of variable equals a number. And that's the lesson on solving one-step multiplication equations.